Hello everybody, welcome back once again to the Lost Odyssey walkthrough. So we are in Tosca. Let's go have a look over here. Looks like we can. There's a treasure somewhere around here. Is it up? Is it up here? Yeah, look at that. So this must have been the high up place. Dark crystal staff and a dark crystal ring obtained. Interesting, okay. And then we've got a Kilolon statue up here. Apparently there's something like some deal where we have to look at all of the statues. So I guess it's, we'll have to try to keep that in mind, that one's up there. I heard that Goats' military is even coming to this village to draft new recruits. Oh my. Don't like the sound of that. What's Jensen doing out here? I have some serious trouble believing that you actually lived here once before. Oh, well, okay. Alright, one back here. Looks like we've got a seed. Okay. Alright, what's back here? Anything? Yeah, look at that. Another one. I see another treasure flashing up on the map up there, but I'm not sure how we're going to have to get there. Alright. 3 more statues up here. Very interesting. Let's see here. Let's take a look at these, oh. Okay, I guess I can't look at those, the items that we just got because not all of the characters are, like, with me. Oh, here's the treasure. Medusa'S head. Interesting. And a statue back there, obviously. Alright, so let's head back this way. Let's poke our heads in here at... This looks like an inn. It's an inn, Kime. Look, it's been a long voyage, and I'm sure you're tired, so why don't we call it a day here, okay? Yeah, let's rest here, I guess. That's fine. Ouch.
I'll go speak with the king. We've never met, but I've heard he's very wise. I'm confident that he has a ship that can get us past the hypercurrents.
Wow, that hit the spot. You know, I'm finally starting to feel at home. No.
Are you even listening to me?
There's time and place for that stuff, and this is neither. Tell me, is it really true you can't drink?
Yes.
That is so sad. But you're a queen. I mean, don't you have wine or champagne at parties or banquets, hangings, any festive thing like that?
No.
Well, look it. Nobody knows us here. Come on, just give it a try. I guarantee you'll like it. Really. It won't kill you, I promise. In fact, I bet if you take a couple drinks, you might get your memory back. Yeah, it relaxes the mind and other things.
You think so?
Absolutely. Hey, look at me. You're talking to Jansen here. Bottoms up. What? You don't like the cheap stuff?
No, it's just I've never tasted anything like it before.
You don't have to force yourself to drink it.
No, I want my memory back. If there's any chance this will help, I'll manage to drink it.
Wow, that good. Are you, okay?
Whew. I feel very lightheaded all of a sudden. It's affecting me like you said it would. Only a muscle.
Yeah, well... Hey, oh! Oh, no. You know, you're cute when you're asleep. What? Oh!
What the hell do you think you're doing?
I was having a serious discussion about, you know, what's going to happen next. And planning.
Happen next?
Yeah. You know, she's going to talk to the king and get us a ship, because yours can't. Well, we're the... You know, after all, Goats has got the most advanced technology around. We figured we'd get a more seaworthy ship from him. So that, you know... What?
All right. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt this time. But don't try any funny business with Ming.
Yeah, well, I'm looking out for her too, you know. I mean, look how restful she looks right now.
Yeah, she does look pretty restful. Like literally passed out. Alright, so let's investigate around here. Seed. And... Aquarabomb. Aquarabomb? Sounds right. Should probably check just a minute. Yeah. Alright. Heard a great deal about you from my mother and father. Please make yourself at home. Thank you for coming, Kaim. A toast for the well-being of our village's savior. Oh, savior, eh? Alright, so we've got another Kilolon statue up here. And look at this. Treasure in the back. Slot seed, alright. Like that. Great to see you here, Kaim. Everyone's just delighted. Strange. Shouldn't Sarah be with you? Probably, yes. Another seed. Cure all. Cleaning right now. Please wait out. Oh, it's you, Kaim. Okay, let's head back out here and down this way, I guess. Hey, welcome. How about a drink with us? I'm Kaim. We're just a humble village, but I hope you enjoy yourself here. Oh, I think I will. So, how was I on stage? I'd love to perform in a bigger town someday. Could this be Kaim? Do you remember me? I suppose you wouldn't, as old as I've become. Oh, I remember. Friend.
Hey, Kaim! I heard you were back.
This place takes me back. And it looks like the years have been good to you.
Knock it off. I'm a bona fide old man now.
Well, if you don't mind my saying so, you've aged really well.
Thanks, honey. Drink up. This is on the house.
Well, that is mighty nice. I don't mind if I do. Can I have that big, large mug over there?
I was only 7 when you saved the village, but I remember you as if it were yesterday. You were a hero to us kids back then.
Yeah? So, we're trying to get to Goats.
Forget it. The only way is through the Black Cave.
I heard it'd been closed off by some old sorceress.
There's nothing to be afraid of. We'll just bust our way through.
It's not that simple. Neither muscle nor magic have had any effect. Although adventurers with plenty of both have tried. My guess is that only that old sorceress can bust through the blockage. She's got some serious magic energy. Yep, she sure does.
Why don't we wait till she goes to the bathroom? Then we can sneak by her.
Oh, it gets better. where you and Sarah lived? Well, that old sorceress has moved in.
My house.
What? Hey, you don't even have a lease agreement?
We kept the place up after you and Sarah went away, so it'd be ready if you ever came back. But I'm afraid she's made a mess of it. Sorry.
Don't trouble yourself. Saves us the hassle of having to look for it.
That's a good point.
The only thing to do with squatters is run them out.
Well, I think you'll be okay. Just be careful, guy.
We're off to kick some old woman's butt.
You're not gonna go off and leave Ming like this, are you?
We'll head out there tomorrow morning.
All right, tomorrow morning. Like that they did they have a voice actor for a relatively minor, I'm assuming he's a minor character anyway. All right, what's going on here now? Oh. Welcome, have a look around. Forewarned is forearmed, as they say. I love forearms. Killing cutlass. Curved blade forged from black cave ore. Well, okay, let's get that bad boy bought then. Staff of black iron used to in forbidden rituals. Oh my. Quarterstaff. An iron staff whose magic power is effectively improved by its feathery decor. Battle discus. Alright, randomly performs a counterattack against the enemy's regular attack. Okay, so this is just counter. I'm gonna buy a bunch of these. I know I've got one of these at least. Light lens. Stabilizer. Eastern Spirit Band. It's actually probably pretty pointless, but whatever. I have a bunch of money, so I'm kind of going YOLO on this stuff. Yeah, wow. Okay, we're pretty good on healing items, I feel like now. Wait a minute, what was that? What's this? Red fruit that lifts your spirits, recover one. Okay, terror cure. I feel like I've got a bunch of characters now with like white magic that can get rid of these status effects, but I'm just gonna buy these anyway, just to have them. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright, is everybody with me now? Yes, okay, perfect. Okay, so let's take a look here. Dark crystal staff. Oh, look, I guess I didn't need to buy the black pole because we already had the dark crystal staff. Oh, he's got, yeah, that's right, I forgot. He's got 2 accessory slots now. I should probably, I don't know. Oh. Man, that's... I probably won't even upgrade her weapon because she's, you know, rocking one that's pretty... Well, her basic staff is just about as good, so... Alright, let's see here. Killing cutlass. And then, yeah, she She doesn't need anything. Alright, yeah, I think we're good. Oops. Let's see something here. Light or staff. Yeah, okay. Alright, good enough. I'll mess around with, actually here, let's get these immortals equipped with some stuff too. One sec though. Alright, counter. I'm gonna go to accessories so that I can learn some of this stuff faster. Immunity to petrify. Nice. And then the dizzy. Yeah, that's gonna be slick. Okay. I think that's probably good, right? Yep, alright. Basically have everything else learned. I'm sure Ming does too, but let's just take a look here. Yeah, okay. She's good too. Alright, let's get rolling. Oh, what was that? I saw an examine. There it is. 2 mysterious perfumes. Okay. This goes to show you. You know, you gotta be on the ball. Gotta be watching. Alright, what does... Told you if you're tired, feel free to stay with us. You're always welcome here. Oh, I don't think so. Jeez. Charging me an arm and a leg. That's no way to treat a hero. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. All right, let's head over this way. Oh well, I feel like I've almost got all the village explored already, huh? This is not as big as I thought it was. The Kilolon is the guardian spirit of the village, but I have to be good or else he won't protect me. Oh, okay. Healing tank. Okay. Of course, there's another one up here. $500 G's. Alright, let's check down this way. Nope, that looks like there's nothing down there. Oops. Alright, let's head inside the house, probably. Everyone seems pretty scared of that old sorceress, but I don't think she's any kind of monster. Saw her, that old sorceress. Her face was a mess. She looked like a monster. Something's definitely wrong with that woman, I tell you. Alright, let's head inside here. The Dino family house. I was going to play with my brother, but he's not home. Probably out getting into trouble again. Oh, of all the people, it's Kime. Hey, everyone, we've got a visitor. Shh, quiet down. Well, well, thanks for visiting. I know this place isn't so fancy, but I hope you like it all the same. I love it. Are you kidding me? It's a lovely home. Alright. Seed obtained. Flare bomb. Okay. Oops. Oh, pardon me. I was on break. If there's anything I can help you out with, Kym, just say the word. Mom asked me to bring over some of the vegetables we picked. This place makes some really good food, you know. Okay. Oh, hang on. I just realized that, for some reason I thought that these houses over here were connected, and they're not. So I actually need to still go into this other one. Welcome back, Kym. Where have you been all this time? You know, here and there. Oh, I see a pipe pot upstairs. 4 Seed of Terrors. Looks like there's another statue in here. Kitty. There's a pipe pot in the pot. Alright, so we've... Alright, so apparently we're at 51 seeds. Let's see. I'm confused. Oh, no, we're already in here. Already there. Alright. Definitely missing somebody. Ah, must be these two. Yep, here we are. The truth is, I was to be drafted into the Goatson army, but I slipped off my roof while I was fixing it, so they dismissed me as ineligible for battle. Ah, but I'm glad you're not going to war. I'd be all by myself without you. Oh, that's cute. Kym recalls a memory that was locked deep within his heart. Right, it's dream time. Alright, let's dream. Alright, which one is this? Well, this is... I think this is the bread of Grandma Kotko. Although it didn't... Did I miss it? Did I miss the title? Anyway. Alright, there is no way to keep the village from becoming a battlefield. The enemy forces have crossed the northern pass and have made their camp close by. The home forces are here too, sending one unit after another into the village to resist the enemy's attack. The place is a powder keg. Ringed by mountains where 2 highways intersect, the village is a crucial focal point for transport. It cannot be allowed to fall into enemy hands, while its capture is essential to any hopes the enemy might have for victory in the war. Long years of fighting have come down to one major battle. It is a battle that must be waged. The logic is clear, simple, inevitable, and it will transform this tranquil village into a battlefield at any moment. The army has ordered the villagers to evacuate. Non-combatants can only get in their way. The enemy wants to settle this before the weather turns cold. So what does that mean? Another month? 2 weeks? Got your stuff packed? No sense in getting caught in the middle and killed. Talk about dying for nothing. Better forget about taking any pots and pans with you. Pack as light as you can and get away as far as you can. Think of all the generations our ancestors guarded our houses and land. I hate to think that it's going to turn into a wasteland when the fighting starts. There's nothing we can do about it. It's just plain bad luck, that's all. We just have to hang in there till the war is over and come back when we find out who won. The main thing is to get out now. Right, it's all we can do. We've got to stay alive. Better not hope for anything more than that. Why the hell does this have to happen to us? The villagers leave a few at a time, beginning with the first ones to find temporary shelter. By the time the forest is lightly tinged with red, the village is practically deserted. The only ones left are old folks who live alone and have no one and no place to run to. The army has built a crude refugee camp for any evacuees able to cross several mountains to reach it. The aged poor stagger in with little more than the clothes on their back. The only one left in the village is Grandma Kotko. Oh, well, there's the title. The Bread of Grandma Kotko. As a mercenary, Kaim first met old Kotko shortly after he joined the unit protecting the village. He was on an inspection round at the time when he spotted an old woman working in the fields. She turned out to be Grandma Kotko. A soldier with him yelled at her, "Hey, old lady, enough of that." Another man shouted, "You'd better get out of here now if you want to stay alive. The fight's going to start in 2 or 3 days. How many times do we have to tell you to go to the damn refugee camp?" But old Kotko stayed hunched over, digging in the dirt. Obviously, she was not harvesting anything. If this had been a time when the grain had ripened and she was hurrying to harvest her crops, it might have made sense. But she was just turning the soil as if she had forgotten that a battle was about to start here at any moment. Is the old bag deaf or just senile? With a disgusted look, the captain looked over at Kaim. "Hey, new guy, do something about this one. Drag her to the refugee camp if you have to. Tie a rope around her neck. You can't have her wandering around out here. She's going to get in the way when the fighting starts." The captain's tone was arrogant. The more cowardly a commanding officer is, the more arrogant and overbearing his style becomes, and the less he is able to conceal his nervousness when a battle is nearing. Kaim strode silently toward the old woman in the field. "Well, go on ahead." The captain called out behind him, but he did not turn around. Only a few days would be needed to decide the outcome of the battle for the village, which was a reflection of how violent it promised to be. For this reason, working the fields now was pointless. Even the most carefully cultivated patch of ground would be crushed under the soldiers' boots. A harvest next year was out of the question, nor was it even clear how many years it would take to restore the village to its former tranquility. When Kaim approached her in the field, the old woman kept working and said, "Don't try to stop me." She looked and sounded much tougher than she seemed from a distance. She might have been one of those stubborn, cranky old folks that people kept their distance from when the village was at peace. "You're not going to evacuate?" Kaim asked. "What the hell for?" she spat out. "They've built a camp you can go to." Old Kotko gave a snort and said to Kaim, "You're a new one. I've never seen you before." "Yes." "So you don't even know what the camp's like. You soldiers have nothing to worry about." "What do you mean?" Old Kotko said nothing, but pointed toward the steep mountains standing like a painted screen on the west side of the village. Kaim asked, "Is that where the camp is?" "Hell no. You have to cross that mountain, and another one to get to it. Nobody my age can walk that far. What's the point of building a camp in a place like that? How many old folks do they think are going to make it over there? They might as well leave us out in the hills to die like in the old days." Kaim was at a loss for an answer. Continuing her digging, the old woman grumbled, "That's how the government does everything." She was clearly angry, but perhaps less angry than sad. You're on an inspection tour, right? Well, don't let me stop you." "No, you see. You're not going to get me to go to any damn refugee camp. That's all there is to it. I'm not going anywhere. This is the village I was born in, and I've lived here all my life. I know how you feel, but this place is going to turn into a battlefield soon." "I know that." So what? Kym was at a loss for words again. When she saw that, she smiled and said, "You're a sweet young man, kind of unusual in a soldier." Her expression had softened for the first time. Once she stopped being so prickly, the smile she produced was actually quite endearing. "When this place turns into a battlefield, people will die. Lots of them. I know that much, don't worry, but I have work to do, soldier boy. Telling me to leave my work and run away is like telling me to die, so if I'm going to die anyway, and it won't be long now, I want you to let me do what I want to do. You shouldn't have a problem with that." Kym fell silent, not because he was at a loss for words yet again, but because he believed she was right. "If I'm going to die anyway," she said, knowing that he would never be able to speak such words, he had no choice but to bow silently to her will. "All right, then. Run along there, sonny. I've got work to do." "What are you doing now?" "See for yourself." "Sorry, but I don't know much about farm work." "Like all the other soldiers," old Katako said with a smile. "The only thing you people ever think about is killing enemies. You don't know anything about nurturing life." She let a hint of sorrow show again. Perhaps somewhat taken with Kym, however, she favored him with an explanation. "I'm planting seeds," she said. "Grains of wheat. You sow them in the fall. They mature over winter, shoot up underneath the spring sun, and then turn the fields golden in summer. I always do my planting when the northern mountain peaks turn white every year, and this year's not going to be any different." Would the seeds mature in the trampled fields? Kym had his doubts. Grandma Katko, however, displayed not the least anxiety or resignation as she scattered seeds in the newly turned soil. Her hands performed the age-old ritual with ease and naturalness, as if to impress upon Kym the fact that what she was doing this year was nothing more nor less than what she had done every year before. As a result, Kym's next words emerged with a smoothness that he himself found somewhat surprising. "What if the seeds don't grow?" "Then I'll just do it again next year. And if next year's bad, I'll do it again the year after that. You have to plant the seeds. That's how I've lived my life. If you don't plant, nothing will grow. See what I mean?" "I think so." "Whether there's a fight or not, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to do what I have to do. That's all." She spoke with certainty. Her wrinkled face softened into a smile as she added, "You can't even enjoy a meal if you haven't done things right." "You're saying that this is what gives your life its meaning?" This was the question to which Kym had long searched for an answer. For what purpose had he been born into this world? What was he supposed to accomplish here? He had continued to roam through his life's endless journey without knowing the answers to these questions. Indeed, because he didn't know the answers. "I don't know about stuff like that," Grandma Katko said shyly. "I just mill the wheat I've harvested and bake the bread in the fall. That bread is really special. Nothing tastes as good as the first bread you make with the wheat you grew that year. That's what my grandson looks forward to every year. I can't just decide to take a year off now, can I?" "I see what you mean." "No, you don't," she declared. "You're nothing but a damn soldier." Her face had turned hard again. There were no more smiles from her that day. When Kym returned to the barracks, a soldier who had been stationed in the village for 6 months or more said to him, "That old bag hates our guts." "Because we've ruined the village?" "That's part of it, I suppose, but it's got deeper roots than that for her." Grandma Katko had lost her entire family to war. First, her husband died in the war 40 years earlier, then her son and his wife in the war 20 years earlier. And now the one grandson they had left was taken to fight in the current war. "What's his unit?" Kym asked the soldier. The man gave a helpless shrug and named a unit that had been sent to an area with the most intense fighting. "Talk about bad luck. The fighting's so bad out there, if it was me, I'd take my chances on being executed for deserting under fire. He's got maybe a 50-50 chance of coming back alive. No, maybe 30-70. If her grandson were to be killed, Grandma Kako would be all alone in the world. She would have no one to feed her bread to. It must be tough to be left alone at that age, the soldier said. Looking at old Kako, I can't help thinking of my mother back home. There's no way I can let myself get killed. She'd never stop crying. Same for you too, eh, Kaim? Kaim said nothing in his reply. He had no right to put himself in the same category as this soldier. The battle started 3 days later. The enemy's attack was even fiercer than expected. The defense forces had no choice but to put everything they had into the fight. Kaim slipped away from the battlefield and headed for Grandma Kotko's house. He found her leaving for the field as always. She gave no sign that she was afraid of the fighting. People who know exactly what they must do and who refuse to be distracted by anything else can be strong beyond all reason. Kaim saw now that there could be far greater strength in a finite life than in one that lasted forever. Because he sensed this so deeply, he stood before her, blocking her way. He lifted the tiny old woman in his arms and carried her bodily back to her house. What are you doing? Let go of me. I'm not going to follow some soldier's orders. I have work to do. Yes, I know that, Kaim said. So put me down now. I don't want to let you die. Holding her against his chest, he looked her in the eye and pleaded with her. I want you to bake bread next autumn again from a new crop of wheat. She stopped flailing her arms and legs in vain attempt to get free of his grip. She looked straight back at him and he said, as long as you have someone to feed your freshly baked bread to, I want you to keep baking bread year after year. Old Kako heaved a huge sigh and muttered, smiling, I knew you were a very strange soldier. The battle raged on for several days. The arrogant, cowardly captain died in the fighting. The soldier who had told Kaim the story of old Grandma Kotko also died. Countless defense troops died, and countless enemy troops died. The village was consumed in the flames of war, and old Kako's field was ravaged under the heels of the military. Kaim's side managed to stave off the attackers, and then followed the retreating enemy to the north. All that remained in their wake was the empty, devastated village. The war ended as spring was giving way to summer. At the cost of massive casualties, the army repulsed the enemy's invasion. The village began to recover little by little. As Grandma Kotko had predicted, not one old person who crossed the mountains to the refugee camp came back alive. Autumn, and Kaim has come back to the village. He feels warm in the chest when he looks across the fields and spots old Kotko sowing wheat. So, she's doing it again this year, and next year, and the year after that, for as long as she is alive. She notices Kaim and crosses towards him with a welcoming smile. A year has passed. She seems to have shrunk somewhat with a year's worth of aging. Haven't seen you for a while, she says. So they didn't kill you. And I'm glad to see you looking well, too. I heard you stayed near my house during the fight. You single-handedly fought to keep the enemy troops away from it. Kaim gives her a shy smile. How was your wheat, he asks. All ruined, of course. Worst crop I've ever had. A few scrawny stalks, barely enough for one loaf. She tells him all this with surprise. Then she fixes her eye on him and asks, Have some? What? Bread, of course. I'll bake a loaf now, and you'll help me eat it. Well, sure, but... Grandma Kotko sees through Kaim's hesitancy and says with a calm smile, Yes, he's dead, my grandson. I got word at the end of summer. I was waiting and hoping, planning to bake him a loaf of bread as soon as he got home. When she sees Kaim hanging his head in silence, she adopts a spirited tone, as if she has to be the one to cheer him up. Come on, then. You eat what he would have had. It'll probably be tougher than usual, what with the wheat harvest being so bad, but I'm sure my grandson would be happy to know I fed my bread to the man who saved my life. So, this old woman has lost her entire family to war. In other words, there is no one left to enjoy her bread. Still, she urges Kaim to wait just a minute while I finish this up. sowing the wheat for the next year's harvest. So does it because that is what she has always done, because it is what she is supposed to do. Kime stops himself from speaking the words, "Let me help," and he stands staring at old Kako's bent back. In the glow of the setting autumn sun, she is sadly small and sadly beautiful. Kime eats the fresh baked bread. Old Kako was right. Made from wheat grown without its full measure of care, the bread is hard and dry and poor in taste. Still, of all the bread Kime has eaten and will go on to eat in his long, long life, this is by far the most delicious. End. That was pretty cute. That was a cute one. All right, let's check our time. I assume I'm done. Oh yeah, we're way over. So, all right, I'm gonna cut this one here. As always, hope the guide was helpful and hope you join me for more videos.